In the previous video lecture, we were able to develop this relation du equals TdS minus PdV, which is known as the fundamental theorem of thermodynamics. And with the help of a mathematical transformation, which we call Legendre transform, we were able to develop three more equations, namely the equation or the definition for enthalpy, for Helmholtz free energy, and for Gibbs free energy. And you can see here the definitions mathematically. So we call these four, yung internal energy, enthalpy, Helmholtz free energy, and Gibbs free energy, we call them thermodynamic potentials. Now, how do we exactly determine or calculate the change in this thermodynamic potential? So, for internal energy, alam na natin kung paano gawin yon. This is the very equation, right? But how about for the other three thermodynamic potentials? So, mathematical definition pa lang yung nakikita ninyo. How do we exactly calculate the change in enthalpy and the free energy? So, ang gagawin lang natin is we just have to differentiate each equation. So, starting with your enthalpy, okay? So, for enthalpy, if you look at the equation right here, if you will differentiate, so that's basically dH, i-differentiate mo din si internal energy U, magiging du siya, plus the derivative of PV, which is a product, right? So, paano ba mag-differentiate ng product? So, P derivative of V plus V derivative of P. Okay? But we have here du, and we know that du is also equal to, okay, TdS minus PdV from our fundamental theorem of thermodynamics equation. So, plus PdV plus VdP. So, what happens here is magva-vanish yung ilang terms dyan. So, which is yung PdV, right? Minus PdV and positive PdV. Opposite signs. So, ang matitira sa ating equation will be that dH or change in enthalpy is equal to TdS plus VdP. We have now obtained an equation to calculate the change in enthalpy. Now, let's do the same for Helmholtz free energy. So the definition for Helmholtz free energy is A equals U minus Ts based on our Legendre transformation from the fundamental theorem of thermodynamics equation. So let's do the same. Let's differentiate this equation. So we'll have differential A equals differential U minus derivative na naman ng isang factor. So that will become minus TdS, okay, minus SDT. And inserting the expression for du, and we know that du is TdS minus PdV, so magiging ganyan siya, minus TdS minus SDT. And so there are terms that we can cancel, so TdS, and ang matitira therefore for our Helmholtz free energy, so the change in A is equal to minus PdV minus SDT. So, ibig sabihin, we were able to get the equation that will calculate the change in Helmholtz free energy. And finally, let's do the same thing for your Gibbs free energy. So ano ang definition ni Gibbs free energy? So G is equal to U minus Ts plus PV. Okay? And doing the same thing, so dg equals du minus derivative of a factor, so minus TdS minus SDT. Another derivative of factor, so plus P differential V plus V differential P. Don't forget to insert the expression for du, that's TdS minus PdV minus TdS minus SDT plus PDV. I'm now copying the other terms from the previous expression, and we can remove those expressions na opposite, and those are sina TdS, right? And there are two more, that would be si PDV. Therefore, we were able to obtain now an expression, an equation to calculate the change in Gibbs free energy.